Do you ever wonder how to grow together in a relationship instead of growing apart? You are not alone. Many couples start deeply in love but find themselves drifting over time, losing that spark, connection, and shared vision. But what if I told you there are proven, powerful ways to grow together as a couple, no matter how long you have been together? Whether you are newlyweds or decades in, this video is your roadmap to growing in marriage, reigniting passion, and staying connected. How to keep your relationship strong, how to keep your marriage healthy, and yes, even how to keep your marriage spicy. Hello, I'm Mary Ann Naji, your relationship coach. Inside, I will be sharing the exact tips to make your relationship stronger, the same ways to keep your relationship alive, and how to keep your marriage happy, and strong, practical, real-world strategies you can start using today. So if you are ready to rediscover joy, connection, and intimacy, stick with me to the end. Let's dive into how to keep your relationship healthy, vibrant, and deeply fulfilling. So, building a lasting relationship requires more than love. It demands continuous effort, adaptability, and a shared commitment to growth. Couples who grow together build stronger connections, overcome challenges, and create fulfilling lives. This guide explores practical ways to foster mutual growth and keep your relationship thriving. So let's start with the first one, and that is establish a shared vision. A strong relationship flourishes when both partners align on their long-term goals and values. But you may be asking, how do I create a shared vision if I don't have one? How to create a vision for your marriage or for your relationship? First step is to discuss your personal and relationship aspirations. You know, in life, that moment when we have our personal goals and how we want our family to look like or our relationship to look like, those are the aspirations. So you have to share it with your spouse or your partner. That's first step to building the shared vision. So the second step to building a shared vision is to set long-term goals together. Apart from sharing what you want, what you feel like, what you've always wanted your family to look like, this is the time you set the goals together. You do it together, not individual. So that is the goal. That's the main thing. If it is a career, family, finances, or personal development, you have to do it together. You know that moment when you are like, should I come and start helping you on how to? No, you have to. That's where we do things together. So we achieve these things together. That's another way to create a shared vision. And the third way to create a shared vision for your relationship is revisit and adjust these goals as circumstances changes. Because life change, everything change. Like, things don't remain the same. So we need to adjust when circumstances changes. Why do I say so? You started as individual, and before you know it, you start creating family, you start having children. Your needs are no longer the same. Needs may increase, and you're adding another life into your own. So things don't remain that way. So you keep adjusting as things change. That's the thing. That's the goal. So having a clear direction strengthens unity and keeps both partners motivated. This is crucial. Want to learn more about shared vision? Yeah, I encourage you to watch this video, which provides a more in-depth look at how to create a shared vision. So that takes me to the second way to build a thriving relationship, and that is communicate openly and honestly. This is so crucial. Effective communication is the backbone of growth and development. So without it, misunderstandings, frustrations can build up. You need to bear this in mind. So you may be also asking, how do I improve my communication? Maybe with your spouse or partner. Yes, I'm going to share with you here how you can improve your communication. First, by practicing active listening. I keep saying this because I know this is what it is. When we actively listen to our partner, we won't misunderstand them or our spouse. We won't create this confusion. No, no. So we will things will go well. We will understand what they said, what they need, and how to go about it. So that's why active communication is the number one. Most relationships are destroyed. Most marriages failed today because of not actively listening. Like they don't actively listen to their spouse or partner. So they only say their own, they want their own to be heard, but they don't want to hear another. This is where the problem lies, and that's why there are a lot of broken homes today, broken relationships, because we do not really practice to listen to our spouse or our partner. So this is the number one thing. If you're trying to build a happy and a thriving marriage, this is number one. You must work on your communication skill. And the next one on how to build communication in your relationship is expressing feelings openly and respectfully. This is so crucial. But what I see is the opposite of it. Most people feel like to keep it for themselves. Keeping it doesn't help. It doesn't solve problem. That moment you may think things are better. But I tell you, you have already added extra problem to the one that has been there before. So you have to communicate openly. Don't be afraid to say what you feel and how you feel about it. Do not be afraid. This is why most marriages fail today. Because some people are boxing themselves in a particular box, like putting themselves in a particular box, trying to, fit in. We don't fit in. We don't fit in. God has created you to shine your light. So you're gonna shine. You need to shine. No matter whoever is wanting you to box yourself, don't box yourself. If they don't want to shine, that's their problem. But you have to learn to open up, communicate openly. And this is how you build and work on your communication. Whoever, apart from your spouse, even publicly or in your working place or in any environment you see yourself, whatever you don't know, ask openly. I want to know. And you'll be shocked there are people who are there to help you learn and know that. That's life. So always communicate openly. And the third one on how to build your communication is having regular relationship check-ins. This is so crucial, but a lot of people are ignoring it because they feel like it doesn't matter, it doesn't change anything. Every little of this, like there's this saying that a drop of water makes an ocean. Those little practice you are doing impact so much in your life and in your relationship. So you have to learn to do what? To work on this thing. And that takes me to the next one, and is being transparent about your needs and expectations. You know that moment we feel like, okay, I need this, but I don't really know how they will feel. No, don't go about thinking how people will feel. Just be you, just be open, be transparent. What you expect, for instance, if something is going wrong and all of a sudden it's not what you expected, you go ahead and say, when I was planning this, I was aiming for AYZ, and then the other person will be like, okay, your spouse or partner will be like, oh, I never thought it that way either. Or I also expected it that same way you did. And you'll be shocked at, okay, some people have already expected it, but why is it not? So this is the way you now come together to make things happen for you. So always be transparent about your needs and expectations as well. So one thing I want you to know here is very simple. Open dialogue prevents resentment and ensures both partners feel heard and valued. Moreover, if you want to learn more on how to communicate openly, watch this video on how to fix communication problems in your relationship. It's where I go in depth about communication in your relationship. So that takes me to the third way to build a thriving relationship, and that is support each other's personal development. This is so crucial because I do see a lot of people are interested only in their own personal growth, in their own thing. When I say thing, I mean in their own personal things. So they don't care if you are growing, they don't care if you are not growing, they're only interested in, yes, so far I'm growing, everything is okay, perfect. But life is not that way. If your partner or spouse grows, it affects you positively. If your partner or spouse doesn't grow, it affects you negatively. So far you are together, unless you are living on your own, like you are living alone, you are a single dad or single mom. That's when you can think of, oh, it's just me. But once you are living with your spouse or partner, personal development matters so much. When they grow, you grow. When you grow, they grow. But whoever that is not growing in any aspect affects the other. And that is why it's crucial we support each other's personal growth. Growth doesn't mean losing individuality. I want you to know this. Encouraging personal development strengthens the relationship. So how do you support each other to grow? Here are ways I'm going to share with you, ways on how to support each other to grow. And that's the first one, encouraging hobbies and passions. That moment you notice what your partner is up to, like can do, what your partner can do, what they are passionate about. you encourage them to go for it. The second way to support each other is support each other's career aspirations. There are people who wants to, further their education or further in their working area or whatsoever. This is the opportunity. You find ways to help them grow in that area. There is also another way you can support your spouse or partner to grow, and that is celebrating achievements, no matter how small. And the next one is be each other's biggest cheerleader. This is so crucial because this is the main thing that moves us. When you are your partner's cheerleader, like biggest fan, things work out fine. Everything works perfect. And this is so crucial when both partners feel empowered individually. The relationship benefits as a whole. So that takes me to the fourth way to build a thriving relationship, and that is prioritize quality time. Quality time matters so much. Spending intentional time together deepens emotional intimacy. So you may be asking, how do I strengthen my bond with my spouse or my partner? Yeah, I'll be sharing with you a few tips on how to strengthen your bond, and that is plan regular date nights. This is so crucial. This matters so much. Every aspect of all these things, little by just doing it one little will help you impact in your life and in your marriage, on your relationship. Regular date nights is the key to get this started, to get your marriage spicy. You want to enjoy every aspect of this. This is number one key. And the next one on how to build this is explore new activities as a couple, not as individuals. I see a lot of people do things. They go to the movies. They do things on their own without their spouse, without their partner. This is not the way to go about it. So if you want to build that connection, that bond, you want to relate, you're going to learn to do things. There are people I know that their life is just individuality. They are in a relationship, but they believe in just doing their own thing, their own way. And they are rigid to anything. So this will not help you. You have to learn to do these things together as a couple. You may enjoy playing football. I love to play football. But if my partner doesn't play football, what do? I find another activity I know he can. That's the only way to do these things together. So don't really force it to be that particular one. No, you can find other activities that your partner can enjoy as well as you enjoy. So I believe there are things we have in common. You cannot get involved with someone you don't have something in common. There must be some things you have in common. So this is the place you present it. So the next tip is limit screen time and focus on each other. This is destroying homes. Screen time has made a lot of partners to live separately while they are living in the same house. You want to increase your, build up, spice up your marriage, make things happen, have this beautiful home and lovely. Anyway, not everyone. I know life sometimes happens. Life happens. Like me that is speaking. Life happens. I have experienced these things in the past. And I've got to tell you, life happens. But we have to be adaptable. We have to be flexible to adapt to changes. So when life changes to this way, we're gonna change and find way to make things better. Life happens. I know sometimes it's not always easy. I understand. I have been there before. But this is not an excuse for you. You have to always brace up, learn to, overgrow some situations. So focus on each other. That takes me to the next way to, build this, and that is travel together to create shared experiences and memories. That moment, because that's why I said we should learn to do these things as a couple. Because when you do them as a couple, you now have experiences. In as much as you did it together, there are shared experiences there. There are memories both of you enjoyed. So these are the moments and the opportunity to do these things. So try doing things, like I said, put things that will make you both do it together. Quality time reinforces emotional connection and keeps the relationship exciting. So you must bear this in mind, and that is why it's crucial you avoid screen time and every other distractions that may stop you from enjoying your relationship. And that takes me to the fifth way to build a thriving relationship, and that is learn and grow together. Continuous learning keeps a relationship dynamic. First of all, try reading books or taking courses on relationships and self-improvement. Another way, attending workshops, webinars or therapy sections together. You do these things together. That's the goal. And the third way is exploring new skills and hobbies as a team. And the fourth way here is sharing knowledge and discussing new ideas. The truth is, lifelong learning fosters intellectual connection and mutual respect. And the fourth one on my list is handle conflict constructively. When I say constructively, I mean constructively. That moment you bought a new cabinet, the manufacturer has already done the work. It's just you that need to fix in the structures. So you follow guide. You have to handle conflict this way. The truth is, disagreements are inevitable, but how couples manage them determines growth. Effective conflict resolutions involves, first, approaching issues calmly and with respect. Yes, you heard me right. And the second one is focusing on solutions rather than blame. I know that life is, we meet people, we meet different people. Your partner or your spouse may be one that's always look for problems or always blame. Or you may be the one that always blame or look for problems. It's time to look for solutions. I've seen this all the time. There are people I may be talking with. I notice that they focus more on problem, somebody causing something somewhere, instead of focusing on how do we resolve this? How do we make this, happen for us? And that's why when we meet such people, we help them. We can do our best by, channeling them to the solution part. That's what we need to be doing. So if you are the type that always believe in solutions, solving problems, then you look for ways on how to solve problems. Like I said, I see this a lot. So what you do is very simple. You channel them. Oh yeah, you may be right. This is the reason, or this is the problem. How do we solve it? How do we bring solutions to this? How do we make it better? You see, so now you are started solving this problem. The next one is taking breaks if emotions escalate. Sometimes we might be having these disagreements and all of a sudden our emotions goes high and we start feeling bad, we start yelling, we start shouting. Normally, there are sometimes we even shout without knowing we are shouting. But we need someone to call our attention to order. So, and if someone does that, good and fine. So we need to know when to, when our emotions are high. So we cannot escalate this problem, bringing it into another thing. Another way to solve this is practicing forgiveness and moving forward. A lot of people don't forgive themselves, and that's why they don't forgive others. When you start learning to forgive yourself, you see that you start developing that forgiveness also for others. And that's why when things happen, you don't really keep trying to lay blames. Rather, you look for way forward. So forgiveness is the key to moving forward. Handling conflict maturely, honestly, strengthens trust and deepens understanding. To get more insight about conflict and how to resolve it, watch this video on how to resolve conflict in marriage and relationships. With that being said, that takes me to the 7th ways to build a relationship that thrives, and that is maintain physical and emotional intimacy. You cannot skip any of this because all these things are the things that contribute to a happy relationship and a happy life. So we need to learn to, practice little of these things, and we'll see how it impacts our lives and our relationships. A strong emotional and physical connection is essential for growth. So to maintain intimacy, what do you do? How do you maintain intimacy in your relationship? You may be asking. Anyways, I have few steps I will give you. The first is show affection daily through small gestures. That moment when your spouse did something to you, say, thank you. You say, oh, I love you. Those little moments matters. And the second way is communicate your needs and desires openly. Anyway, I've said something that relates to this in the beginning. So you must learn to communicate openly. Whatsoever you need, just be open. Don't feel what will they think. I don't really care what people think. I don't care what people think. So, and the third one is make time for intimacy and physical closeness. We do not do these things. That was why I was saying initially about the spouse that maybe, got screen time. They will be in the bed. That's when both of you are in the bed. It's an opportunity, even in the couch. It's an opportunity to, go close, touch your spouse, feel that closeness, connect intimately. So, with that being said, that takes me to the next one. That is surprise each other. with thoughtful acts. You know, there are some things maybe your spouse or your partner may not be expecting you to do, but you do them. Oh, they feel surprised, They're like, oh, that's thoughtful of you. How do you even know I needed this, or I wanted to do this, or, something like that. So this is the opportunity. If you're feeling intimate life nurtures emotional closeness and strengthens your bond. So that takes me to the 8th way to build a thriving relationship, and that is practice gratitude and appreciation. I call this the power of gratitude. Yes, acknowledging your partner's efforts fosters positivity and emotional security. So show appreciation, but you may be asking how apart from saying thank you or I love you, how else? There are so many ways you can show appreciation to your partner or spouse. And you can start doing them by first expressing gratitude regularly. All the time. When they do something for you, always find it happily, gladly to say thank you with a smile. Don't grudge about it. Say thank you. And the second one is complimenting each other sincerely, like from your heart. Do not let it not be like they are forcing you to say it, or no. Do it sincerely from your heart. Give them compliments. You look good. Wow, I love that. You look so special. Give them that thing that will make them feel loved. And that takes me to the 3rd one, and that's writing love notes or sending thoughtful messages. This is so crucial as well. And the 4th one is recognizing and acknowledging each other's contributions. In any way, this is also another thing that helps. Even if it is small, we learn to acknowledge this little gesture, this little thing they are impacting. It will help impact your relationship. If they're helping you maybe in the cooking, in the house chores, we got to appreciate it. We got to appreciate every little effort they put in, because it helps to, make our relationship thrive the more. One thing you must know is that a grateful mindset creates a happier, more fulfilling relationship. So that takes me to the 9th way to build a thriving relationship and spicy, marriage. And that is stay flexible and adapt together. If I'm not mistaken, I've said something like this in the beginning, where I was telling you too, life changes, when you have new baby, you're no longer the way you were before. So you have to adapt to change. So both of you should do this together. Life is full of unexpected changes. You must know this. Growing together requires adaptability. So to navigate challenges as a team, how do you go about it? First, you have to embrace change with an open mind. I see many people find it difficult to adjust. When they are used to one way of doing things, they don't really like to be flexible about what they do and how they do them. So, do you know that when you embrace change with an open mind is the opportunity where you can be easily adapt, like you can adapt easily without struggling with it. It comes in natural. So the other way to build this is find solutions together rather than facing struggles alone. The truth is, This is so commonly in our relationships or in our lives, or in fact in the relationships, because sometimes I see people do things alone, but in reality we need to do it together as a couple, as a team. Now, one thing I know is that when a problem is tackled with multiple hands, it's easier to tackle. But when one is struggling to do it alone, it's challenging, it's difficult. But I do not want to use that word difficult. It's not nothing is difficult for you, only when you make it difficult for you. But what I know is it may take time. It may not come fast and easy if you were as a team. So the advice I can give you here is learn to face challenges, not alone as individual, but as a couple, as a team. Do it together. I know some people sometimes don't want, they feel like it's there. I don't want you to know what I'm into. I don't want. That's another different problem altogether. So, with that being said, that takes me to the next one, and that is learn from past experiences to strengthen your relationship. A lot of people ignore their past. This is the way I say it, I don't ignore my past. I use my past to build my future. Many people, when you remind them something that happened to them, or you have some things in common with them in the past, and you try to, reframe them back to that past, and they see something they are not proud of, they deny it, or they tell you, I don't remember. That is not growth. That's not growth, because you are not growing. Indeed, you remembered, but you are not proud of it. And that's why you have to say you don't remember. So the truth is, we remember everything. It is only the ones we don't want to talk about. We say we don't remember. We remember everything. But what I believe in is very simple. I live a simple life, simplicity life, a life that I don't need complications, and I don't need anyone to complicate it for me. So what I do with my past is very simple. I use it to build my future. How? You may be asking. Yes, I use my past. What I do with it is very simple. I go back. If there is something the universe wants me to learn from my past, maybe it made me to remember that past, because something must make you to remember it. Anything that causes you to remember your past wants you to tackle it. What I do is very simple. I will go back to the past and try to get maybe if there is a mistake or whatsoever there, I will grab it and I will now, okay, this mistake has been done. Yeah, it has been done. So we need to get things right. What do? I find ways to put it right. In that way, it will not surface again. In that way, I will not have another experience of that past in the future. So that is how I strengthen my life and my relationship. That takes me to the next way, and that is adjust expectations as life evolves. The truth is, when you were single, you had some expectations, and you mingled with someone, or you are in a relationship with someone. Now, life will no longer remain the same because you are no longer single. Even if you're single but you're in a relationship with someone, you're living together with someone, it's no longer the same. So, there must be an adjustment in some expectations. You may come in and you see, oh, I thought this is what I will expect to see or what I will see, but I'm shocked. I'm not seeing what I'm supposed to see. So what do? You don't run away. No, you stay and you find ways to adjust. That's it. That's how it is. Flexibility ensures that your relationship remains strong through all seasons of life. You must know this and bear this in mind. So that takes me to the final way to build a thriving relationship, and that is seek professional support when needed. If you need help in any situation, look for a way to solve it professionally. Don't just go for anyhow solutions. I don't believe in anyhow. I constructively do things. When I do things, like I take time, it may take me some time to do whatsoever I want to do, but my goal is to come out feeling happy, grateful in every aspect. One thing I want you to know is that there is no shame in seeking external guidance. Relationship coach or therapy can help. Meanwhile, we do one-on-one coach. In case you need one-on-one coach to coach you in your relationship, feel free to contact us at maryann@buildthemarriage.com. In that way, we'll guide you into how to take your relationship to the next level. If you're having struggles, maybe in your spouse or anything, any area, feel free. We got you covered. There are ways we can help you to make this happen. The first one is offer new perspectives and tools for growth. This is so crucial because sometimes we may be stuck in our own way of doing things. So we may not really know other ways until we encounter someone who will help us see it in another perspective. In that way, we see a mindset shift happening. So the other one is we will help you resolve conflict, strengthen emotional connection, and also reinforce healthy communication habits. If there is any of this in your relationship, inviting us shows commitment to long-term growth and happiness in your relationship. If you have made it this far, then you already know how to grow together in a relationship. Isn't about luck, it's about intention, connection, and consistency. The truth is that couples who thrive are the ones who commit to growing in marriage day by day. They learn how to keep their relationship strong, how to keep their relationship alive, and yes, even after years, they know how to keep their marriage spicy and exciting. You now have the practical tips to make your relationship stronger, powerful ways to keep your relationship strong, and insight into how to grow together as a couple, emotionally, intellectually, and intimately. But this journey doesn't stop here. In the next video, I will show you exactly how to make your marriage stronger with real life examples, deeper emotional connection, strategies, and even more tools to keep your relationship healthy, keep your marriage happy and strong, and build lasting passion. So don't stop now. Click the following video and keep building the love, connection, and partnership you both deserve. Let's keep growing together.
Silent love, calling faith to shadow me through your heart.